This segment brought to you by Kansas Grain Sorghum, growers working together. Find out more at kansasgrainsorghum.org.
Welcome to Farm Factor. Up first today, Dr. Clenton Owensby discusses pasture burning issues.
Hi, this is Kyle Bauer. I have the opportunity to visit with Dr. Clenton Owensby with the Agronomy Department at Kansas State. Interesting about Dr. Owensby is he works with cattle most of the time coming out of the Agronomy Department, and I will call you the father of modern day burning. Now, there was some burning research prior to you coming at Kansas State, but you've certainly brought it out even more in your career.
Well, basically, I took the data that they had and concluded that it was something that needed to be done. And it needed to be done simply to preserve the tallgrass prairie ecosystem. This is a fire-derived system. Without it, it will succeed to a woody complement. And if that's the case, then you have no grazing out there. And essentially, you eliminate the ground-dwelling birds. They don't call them forest chickens. They call them prairie chickens. And so without fire, this system would be without any grassland at all. And it won't take it long either, 30 to 40 years. And this would not be a grassland system anymore without fire. So it's a critical component out there. And the time that you do it is critical as well, in that in order to control these woody things, we got to do it when those plants are susceptible to injury by fire. And in that instance, that's in the late spring when they're at their low point in their food reserve cycle, having taken out that to grow the new top. So fire is an essential component of it. It also is a boon to the rancher in that he does get an increased productivity with late spring burning on those steers out there. But it also maintains the warm season prairie grass component very well.
Well, certainly as an agronomist, you're not into looking at the gains on cattle, except that cattle are the way to harvest grass.
Yes, essentially cattle are the only way that we can harvest this grass, simply because they have the microbial population in their rumen that allows them to convert cellulose to volatile fatty acids that then can be used for growth and reproduction in those animals. So it's a lucky thing that we have them out there, but they evolved that capacity. I mean, the Great Plains region was dominated by ungulate herbivores, the deer, the antelope play, okay? Mm-hmm.
Well, and certainly, interestingly enough, though, what's good for the grass, what's good for the ecosystem, actually brings a positive return to the cattlemen, so literally everyone wins.
As far as the grassland is concerned and the ranchers that own it and use it, that's absolutely the case. And I think in general, the general public would hate to see the tallgrass prairie disappear. We only have about 4% of it left from 150 million acres that we had. Most of it got plowed. The Flint Hills region of Kansas is the last remnant of that beautiful tallgrass prairie. And for it to disappear would be a really tragic thing.
Dr. Clenton Owensby with Kansas State University. This is Kyle Bauer reporting. Back to you, Jamie.
Folks, come back after these messages for this week's Kansas Soybean Update.
KFRM is one of the largest farm radio stations in the nation, dedicated to informing and entertaining rural listeners from northern Oklahoma to southwestern Nebraska. You can catch KFRM in many ways. Of course, 550 on the AM dial, streaming at kfrm.com, or on your smartphone by going to the TuneIn Radio app, or on Ag AM in Kansas on Tuesdays and Facebook every day of the week. KFRM, tune us in. You'll be glad you did.